Here's 2209. Hatred no longer exists. The only way that you can see a gun, drugs, alcohol, thugs, gangsters, or any type of criminalistic related things was to go to a museum. Jails no longer held people. There are only 3 prisons left in the United States. They are Rikers Island, Pelican's Bay, and Alcatraz, all which are now tourist attractions. The cure for cancer came in the year 2100 via Kelvin Thomas, a culinary chef turned doctor. Life expectancy for humans is now 120 years old. All living animals are protected by laws, well understood by all people. Gas and oil are no longer available. Everything is fueled by wire. As of now, 1/3 of the world's population has moved to the moon. Diseases are down to just a common cold. Politicians no longer needed. Laws of the land, I guess they're somewhat inherited. There's no reason to have the police to regulate communities, because life is good. Say, Father, who is that man right there? Lil Bloogie asked, as he somewhat floated across the freshly shined museum floor, using a walking type of motion. That's the last nigga, son. Nigga, Bloogie said, with a big smile on his face. Yes, son. That's what they called black people hundreds of years ago. Nigga. Bloogie said once again with a look of suspense. The year is 2300. A new world of one color. As we know it, the world hundreds of years ago was at constant war, no matter where you went. Every race, black, white, Chinese, doesn't matter. They all had their good and bad people. So God chose the good, each race, and created a new world of peace. The world as it is now. Push the play button, son, and it will show you the last day of his life. Go ahead and push it. Oh, Heavenly Father, please change the world as it is today, Ken said, as he kneeled down to his knees on the floor at the foot of his bed, prayer hands, with the black wife beater on. What's a wife beater? Lil Bloogie asked. It's what they call a tank top, son, he said, slightly, with a grin on his face. God really had plans for this man. He's the only reason we are here as a race today, his father said as the video started. It was July 4th, 2020, 1 week after Pensacola, Florida was devastated by its first mass shooting. 34 people, all shot down dead on the beach. This happened during the afternoon Blue Angels air show. It was then that Ken's prayers would be addressed by God himself. Out of anger, God sent 1 million kamikaze angels through the atmosphere. As for the devil, he already had his share of angels on earth, armed with weapons of all kinds. Come on, man. The devil, he stayed prepared. You know, this reminds me of The Corner, Ken said, a famous barbershop in Pensacola, Florida. It's a place where all the top players, neighborhood ballers, plenty more men and women, you know what I'm saying, with real money to spend. That's where they like to hang out. I ain't been doing that shit. It's a place to hear some of the wildest stories on earth. I mean, from top to bottom, man, the rich and the poor. Roy Jones himself was a regular. Ken sat there in his barber chair and started telling this story. I woke up to gunshots and ricocheting bullets. So I low crawled out of my room door. My house was being ripped apart by ammunition from several types of weapons. I somehow made it to the back door with just this bullet wound, Ken said as he extended his arm, showing a bandage soaked in blood. Man, you just sitting up there, just gonna take. Man, you just sitting up there, just bullshit. Nigga, talk like you got some sense. Blind Man Willie said. Nigga, fuck. Okay, now, Blind Man Willie, damn near 93 years old.
Kiss my ass.
You from where? Big time ass. As he leaned his client's head to the side and started cutting. You high as hell, ain't you, boy?
I'm telling you, man, that motherfucker gotta be high.
High as hell, ain't you, boy? Yeah, I believe that nigga that high.
I'm talking about the whole barbershop, that nigga that high.
Hell no. Then Ken continued. I must have ran 6 blocks before I was stopped by a woman. Hey, you must be Kenneth Jones. He stopped me dead in my tracks. Listen to this. You must make your way to Washington, D.C., she said, frantically. There you will be met by a doctor. And please don't worry about it. If you make it to Washington, he will find you. He's gonna take some samples of your blood. You must make it there. You must. Otherwise, the human race as you know it will be destroyed. She said as she looked around with obvious fear in her eyes. There will be thousands of people, if not more than that, trying to kill you. Satan himself have you marked for death. She handed Ken the address to the hospital where he's to meet up with the doctor. Right as she handed him the note, a bullet pierced her skull, bursting it like a watermelon. Her blood covered his shirt within a split second before her body touched the ground. I took off running, Ken said, through the split blocks and down the alley. By this time, I'm tripping. Somebody really wanted me dead. I mean, really dead. I then heard a car engine hopping the curb. I then turned around. A man was hanging out the window with the machine gun pointed in my direction. My heart damn near stopped. He started fighting. Bullets missed me by centimeters. I ran like hell through the neighborhood. By this time, I had then made it to my homeboy's Ike house. I hopped the fence and went into his backyard. It was just my luck that he was pulling out of the driveway at the same time. I jumped in his car and told him to haul ass. Man, what is going on with you? I heard gunshots. Who after you and why? Ike said in a pissed off ass manner as he burned rubber out of the driveway. Pimp, you not gonna bleed this shit here, Ken said. After telling Ike what happened to me that morning, Ike slammed on the brakes, then said, "Get the hell out of my car." I couldn't trip it. I got out and walked about 2 more blocks to the bus station. Purchased a one-way ticket to here. I took an Uber to St. Francis Hospital. There I was greeted by Dr. Keon. "Hi, you must be Kenneth." "The last nigga," he said while smiling. "Follow me, please," Dr. Keon said. We stepped onto the elevator, and when the doors closed, he smashed the 7th floor button. But before we went up, he pulled out a syringe from his briefcase and drew some of my blood. He told me not to say a word. Then he pointed to the top of the elevator and told me to go. He said if I didn't leave right then and there, then when the elevator doors opened on the 7th floor, I would be shot and killed. So that's what I did. However, there's no escaping. You will be killed today, Dr. Keon said. Using the web of his hands as a step, he helped me up through the top of the elevator. I grabbed the elevator cables and pulled myself up the floor. I pried the door opens on the 2nd floor just as the elevator launched up to the 7th floor. I had to go down 2 flights of steps to the lobby. I was walking out of the front entrance when I heard screams. I turned around. There was a path being made to me by 2 men with guns.
Fear ain't got shit on being scared. man.
Down
I ran
and through the
down
underground parking lot. I mean, I gave these Jordans hell. I caught this guy just parking his car and getting out. "Sorry, sir," I said, as I slightly pushed him away from his Mercedes and drove off. And I mean, I wasn't in traffic 30 seconds when I looked in the rear view and noticed a black Chevy Tahoe is cutting through traffic in my direction.
I somehow called
Caused an accident, which led up to about a 15 to 20 car pileup. It stalled him long enough for me to get off the main road. I drove into this alley, parked and got out, walked around the building and noticed this barbershop.
"It's a damn black Mercedes-Benz outside,"
Uncle Jesse said.
"This nigga tripping."
Big Tommy stopped cutting his client's hair and stared at me in concern. I think that deep down inside, he also knew that this was the end. He knew that I was telling the truth. Big Tommy stopped cutting his client's hair and stared at me in concern. I think that deep down inside, he knew that I was telling the truth, and he also knew that this was the end. His phone then rang. "Hi, Mom," he said as he turned away. You know, I said to myself a long time ago, the day that I die, I would like to have a fresh fade.
Nigga, shut
I'm about to leave. And when I do,
the
the devil himself is gonna pay everyone in here a visit.
motherfucker, you still don't do my feet or what?
I don't think so.
Everyone in here will be killed, and there's nothing nobody can do to stop it.
You think I'm lying?
All of your family members have already been
listen to
killed
'em.
or about to be killed. "Oh my God," Big Tommy said. Then he dropped his phone. "Goodbye, fellas. I'll see you guys in the afterworld. My mission here is now complete," Ken said as he slowly made his way out of the barbershop. "What's wrong, Big Tommy?" I just heard my mother get killed, man." "What?" It was no more than about 10 to 15 seconds later. The hinges came flying off the back door. By this time, Ken had made it to the streets. He stood there with his hands up in the air yelling, "Here I am!"
Where you at?
Turning around as if he was calling out for someone.
Here I am.
The sky turned gray within
Where
seconds.
you at?
Then a gust of wind
you
came
at?
through. It had to be nothing but his
Here
spirit.
I am.
Then out of nowhere, you heard gunshots. Multiple gunshots. Bullets were coming from everywhere. It looked as if the entire city was shooting at him. He was getting hit from every direction. Kind of reminds me of Denzel Washington at the end of Training Day. Then a giant ball of fire came rushing through the barbershop. Everything in the barbershop was roasted. Ken's body collapsed in the middle of the streets and into a puddle of blood. "Wow, Father," Little Bluey said. "Well, son, if you think that was something, wait until I show you the last cracker," his father said with a smile. Bluey looked at his dad and said, "The last cracker? Like the ones we have with our snacks?" His father laughed and said, "No, son. The last white man. White people call black people niggas, and black people call white people crackers."
Thanks for listening to The Last N-Word, another audio book by your boy, Kenneth Jones. Holla at me, man. Subscribe.